Greetings from Let Us Motivate. This is Prachi Singh and today we are going to discuss about leadership qualities. There are times when we discover that we all have a leader inside us. Sometimes inside the home, sometimes outside the home, at the workplace, with our friends, in the politics, whatever you call it. But leadership quality is one of the most important topics of corporate training and it must be understood well in order to succeed in your life and your career. So let's understand leadership qualities where we will be running the slides alongside. I hope I make myself clear enough to make you understand about the concept of leadership. Let's start with the first slide. The first slide is, are leaders born or made? So there are times when we feel that we have a leader inside us. Maybe we are a born leader. So if we think that we are a born leader or we are born with leadership qualities, we need to introspect on these points. The first point is, are you aware of the leadership qualities? Second, you can think of an incident which made you realize that you are a born leader. Third, is that quality sufficient to make you a leader? Fourth, do you think you want to learn more about it? So if you have an idea that maybe you are born with leadership qualities, you can introspect, you can think about it, you can understand more about it by analyzing these questions, the answers of these questions. The second point is, if you have learned about the leadership qualities already or you have developed a leader inside you, do you practice or do you want to practice leadership at your workplace? Is the first question. Second, do you take your steps back from being a leader at your workplace? Is there some conflict about it? Do you hesitate to practice leadership at your workplace? So there are certain issues when you have already discovered a leader inside you. Those issues need to be addressed. So let's first understand who is a leader. A leader is a person who is visionary, who can think, who can analyze things really well and who has a good vision, who can see what we cannot see, who has a fair idea of what is going to happen, who has a perception, who is long-sighted, who understands the risks, who understands the happenings. Second, he is a strategic planner. He knows how to make strategies, maybe based upon his work experience, maybe based upon his mind. What kind of mind is needed to become a strategic planner? We will be understanding that ahead in our slides. He is courageous. He knows when to take risks. Obviously, he takes calculated risks and all his risks may not give a guaranteed result, but he knows how to take risks, where to take risks, and when not to take risks. Fourth point, he has humility. He is humble. He does not disrespect. He knows those interpersonal skills. He behaves well. He has integrity. He is honest. He knows that he has to play a fair game. He cannot be a liar. He cannot fool people, because fooling people will hamper his own leadership skills, his own trustworthiness, and his own wisdom of understanding things around him. Last point, obviously he leads the team. But what all does it take to develop all these skills of being a leader? I want to bring to you that all these skills are the skills which are developed in a course of time. But what are those things which needs to be developed in the initial stage? Today at Let Us Motivate, we will understand those initial, those basic things which we need to know to become a leader, which may be hardly discussed with you or which may be hardly known by many of us. So let's move ahead with the next slide. Can everyone get these qualities and lead the team? This is a question. Okay, some of these qualities are inherited and some are developed. So the answer to our first slide, are leaders born or made, is here in front of us. That yes, the leaders are born and the leaders are made. The qualities are inherited and the qualities are developed. Both the things are existing here. Leaders are born as well as made. Where do we stand? Are we born with leadership qualities, or are we developing leadership qualities in us? Where do we stand? Let's analyze that. For that, find out what qualities do you have. Do you have analytical bent in your mind? Do you have risk-taking capacity? Are you humble, honest, focused, disciplined, assertive, cooperative? Do you have time management skills? Do you have self-development capacities? Do you have a balanced approach? Now, here comes a surprise. In the initial slide, we were discussing about merely 5 to 6 of those qualities. But here we have around 8 to 10 number of qualities. So how are we increasing that branch, that segregation of qualities slide by slide? We will understand this thing with the basic knowledge of what leadership skills are. Why do we need to analyze us on these qualities is to have a fair idea if we already have that slight streak of leadership inside us or not. So because once we have already gone through these qualities, I hope that you have thought of the answer if we already have this or not. Let's move to the next slide and understand the reason for discussing this slide. Do you have? Okay. So there are some qualities which are inherited but some are enhanced. Like interpersonal skills, good communication, healthy body and mind, and of course work experience. So if I say that we have the qualities of a leader or not, we need to know that interpersonal skills, good communication, the practice of having a healthy body and practicing a healthy mind along with work experience is something which is enhanced and it cannot be inherited. So what are those qualities which are inherited? The qualities that are inherited are observational power, analysis. You may be deep thinkers. You may be analyzing things really well. You may be having a balanced approach towards life. You may be calculating things, you may not be judging things. You may be taking risks, you may be courageous. You may be understanding the situations, people, you may have that natural capacity of being wise. So all these things come naturally to you. They are inherited. They can also be enhanced. But the things which are enhanced are interpersonal skills, good communication, healthy body and mind, work experience, etc. So you can obviously enhance the skills which are inherited, which come as an inheritance to you, but at the same time the things which you can enhance more and which comes in the tangibles, the real tangibles are these things. Moving ahead. Let's start with the basic understanding of what leadership is. So coming here to the gist of what leadership has been, we need to first understand that in order to become a leader, we do not need to think about all those qualities, those long definitions, that long measure of being assertive, of having an analytical bent, of having great observational powers. But instead, we need to think of these 4 points which we are discussing here. And these 4 points will help you understand that how to start becoming a leader. What are those baby steps that you need to take to reach that height, to reach that stage, to reach that plateau where you need to find yourself that you have the capacity now to become a leader. So let's understand that. Okay, so understanding what basic leadership is. The first point is self-development. We need to first become something special out of the ordinary. Developing ourselves. Start thinking what we are, start thinking what we do, how we do. Just developing ourselves. There are things when we come to know about our weaknesses, about our strength. To start developing yourself. When you will start developing yourself, you'll be able to develop your surroundings. If we are ourselves not developed enough, we will not be able to develop our surroundings. Second point, analytical skills. We need to analyze things well. We need to know what does it take to have good observational powers. We need to understand that we do not have to be careless and insincere about things. We need to be serious. We need to analyze the pros and the cons. We need to judge all the angles. We need to be able to be perspective. We need to have a good perception about things. Next point, planning and management. Obviously, when we have good analysis and good observational powers, we plan things well. We plan time, we plan our mind, we plan our body, and when we start planning things well, things start falling in place. So when things start falling in place, we help other things to fall in place, and we help the company to grow. We help ourselves to grow as a part of that company. Next is focus and seriousness. If we enhance that focused quality in us, if we start becoming more serious for life, for work, for career, for everything around us, yes, may not be too serious, extreme of anything is bad. In that case, we will be able to understand what does it take to develop the basic leadership skills in us, or what does it take to start growing a leader inside us. Going to the next slide. So in order to summarize, we understand that basic leadership is the understanding of yourself, work and the company, and people. So these three things, if we start understanding, it means it's an herald. We have started understanding that we have started growing a leader inside us. Okay, so once you have this kind of enhancement, once you have undergone this practice where you know that a leader has started taking birth in you, the next step is to improvise your communication skills and start communicating your ideas without getting over enthusiastic about it. So why would we develop communication skills? Because if somebody is talented and skillful, that person needs to tell people about it. That person needs to go and put himself forward in front of people so that he can get opportunities, so that the company can feel good to get the support of that certain kind of employee. So in order to put your point forward, you need to communicate the ideas, and in order to communicate the ideas, you need to have communication skills. And once you have the communication skills, please don't forget to again communicate your point, to put forward your point in front of the management. And if you want to learn business English or communication skills, please stay tuned and subscribe to Let Us Motivate to learn in details about the qualities which are discussed above and the qualities which would be there as a part of soft skills. I hope you'll be waiting for business communication skills as well in our next presentation. Till then, stay tuned, subscribe to us, and I hope you will share with all the people who would love to know about leadership skills and would tell us in the comment section. Thank you from Let Us Motivate, and in the next slide you can see our contact details. You can contact us for any of the customized trainings at the address which is given in the slide ahead. You can contact us at the number given here, the email ID, and you can visit our website for more information on our courses. Okay, you can also follow us on any of the social platforms